The crucible of early life. Forging a rebel spirit. The psychological impact of racial terror. It's crucial to understand that Malcolm's childhood wasn't just marked by isolated incidents of racism, it was a constant, pervasive atmosphere of fear. The Klan's intimidation tactics were designed to instill terror, and they succeeded. This created a deep-seated sense of vulnerability and rage. The trauma of his father's death, ruled an accidental streetcar death despite clear evidence of foul play, taught Malcolm that justice was a myth for black people. This experience shaped his lifelong distrust of the white establishment. His mother's descent into mental illness, triggered by the overwhelming stress of poverty and racial oppression, left him feeling abandoned and betrayed by a society that failed to protect her. The street as a survival school. Malcolm's experiences in Boston and Harlem weren't simply about criminal activity. They were about mastering the art of survival in a hostile environment. He learned to read people, negotiate, and manipulate, skills that would later be invaluable in his activism. The Detroit Red persona was a carefully constructed identity, a way to project strength and invulnerability in a world that sought to dehumanize him. This persona, while destructive, was a necessary defense mechanism. The use of drugs, alcohol, and other vices was a way to numb the pain of his existence. 2. The Nation of Islam. A radical transformation. The power of language and rhetoric. Malcolm's ability to articulate the grievances of black Americans with such clarity and passion was a key factor in his success. He used language as a weapon, exposing the hypocrisy of white society and demanding justice. His speeches were not just inflammatory, they were carefully crafted arguments that appealed to logic and emotion. He used historical examples, religious texts, and personal anecdotes to connect with his audience. His intense study of the dictionary in prison shows his dedication to mastering language. The Nation's appeal to the disenfranchised. The NOI offered a sense of community and belonging to those who felt rejected by mainstream society. It provided a framework for understanding their experiences and a path to empowerment. The emphasis on black self-reliance and economic independence resonated with those who had been denied access to opportunities. The strict moral code of the NOI provided a sense of order and discipline in a chaotic world. The seeds of discontent. Malcolm's growing awareness of the contradictions within the NOI, particularly Elijah Muhammad's personal conduct, created a moral dilemma. His independent thinking and willingness to challenge authority were seen as a threat by some within the organization. The NOI's isolationist tendencies, and the lack of political action, began to conflict with Malcolm's desire for real change. 3. The Hajj and the emergence of El-Hajj Malik el-Shabazz. A global vision. The shattering of racial stereotypes. The Hajj was a transformative experience that challenged Malcolm's deeply ingrained beliefs about race. He witnessed the unity of Muslims from all over the world, regardless of skin color. This experience led him to re-evaluate his understanding of Islam and to embrace a more inclusive vision of human brotherhood. The act of the Hajj is a very humbling experience, and this humility changed Malcolm. A shift towards human rights and internationalism. Malcolm's post-NOI activism focused on building alliances with international movements for liberation, recognizing the interconnectedness of racial oppression and colonialism. He began to advocate for a human rights approach to the struggle for racial justice, appealing to international bodies like the United Nations. He sought to connect the African American struggle with the struggles of newly independent African nations. The price of transformation. Malcolm's break with the NOI and his evolving political views made him a target for assassination. He understood the risks he was taking, but he was committed to his new vision. The growing tension between himself and the NOI created a very dangerous situation. IV. Legacy and enduring relevance. A symbol of black pride and self-determination. Malcolm X's legacy continues to inspire movements for social justice and racial equality. His emphasis on self-determination, black pride, and the pursuit of truth resonates with those who seek to challenge oppression. His famous phrase, "by any means necessary," is often misunderstood and needs to be placed into the context of self-defense against violent oppression. A complex and controversial figure, Malcolm X's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a revolutionary, a religious leader, and a human rights advocate. His evolving views and his willingness to challenge conventional wisdom make him a difficult figure to categorize. His life and the changes he went through are a testament to the fact that people can change and that growth is possible. A timeless message. The themes explored in the Autobiography of Malcolm X, racial injustice, the search for identity, and the struggle for liberation, remain relevant today. His life story serves as a reminder that the fight for justice is an ongoing process that requires constant vigilance and commitment. By exploring these details, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complex and transformative journey of Malcolm X, a man who challenged the status quo and left an indelible mark on American history.